What's up, EV Clan? Alex Espion here, and welcome back to the next episode of the Pokemon Gold Randomizer Nuzlocke. In the last episode, we beat Misty's gym, and now we're heading down towards Fuchsia City. At least we were, until I got a little bit sidetracked and went down this way to fight trainers on this route. But we will definitely be going back on our journey downward towards Fuchsia after I finish fighting all the trainers on this route. There's no cheating in Pokemon. Let's keep it fair and square. Actually, now that I think about it, I could probably get an encounter on this route, right? Couldn't I? I don't think I got an encounter on this route. I think that the grass that I don't think I had any access to the grass on this route before. I think I had access to like maybe the corner of this route before I got blocked off by the Snorlax on the other side of it. But I don't think I had any access to any grass on this route, so I don't think I could actually encounter anything on this route. So now I think, for the first time, though I've been maybe on this route before, like a little bit, like the very edge of it, I've probably been on, I think this is the first time where I actually am able to get an encounter on it. So yeah, I do not think I got an encounter on this route yet, so let me get an encounter on this route. Right after I killed the Seadra. I like Seadra's spread in this game. It's a little wavy right now, so it's hard to see it, but yeah. I like how sharp it looks. I feel like that's kind of lost in future generations, obviously. I feel like it looks less jagged with, like, the way its fins come out. They look still, like, a little, like, they still look spiky shaped, but they don't look like they actually, like, hurt if you touch them, you know? They are quill-shaped, but they don't look like they'd feel like quills. They look like they just would feel like flaps, you know? Like, they don't have that I feel like they don't have that jaggedness to them. That jagged look to them, where it like actually looks like it would hurt if you touched it in future gens. I don't think that it has that in future gens. Where in future gens it looks like a fin that looks like a fin that has the look of a quill, but it doesn't look like a quill. You know? In this, it looks like a quill of some sort. It looks like something that would hurt if you touched it. If you touched the end of it, it looks like something that would actually like stab you. You know, it would hurt. If you... It would hurt like a porcupine quill, or like a piece of broken glass. It looks jagged like that. It actually looks like it would hurt if you touched it. So, touched the end of it. So yeah, it looks a lot more like actually spiky and painful in this game, and jagged, than in future games, which I like. It makes Seadra look cooler. Huh? How did this happen? I don't know. I guess you just lost, and it's really as simple as that. Sometimes there's not really much of an explanation, it just happens. I fought fair and square with honor. I don't regret this at all. Okay, good for you. I'm gonna go get an encounter on this route now. I don't know why I said go get one, as if I wasn't already on the route, like right next to the grass. I don't really have to go far, do I? But yeah, in the last episode we also got the part back from, in Misty's gym, because that guy said that he'd hidden the part under the water in Misty's gym, so we got that, and we returned it back to the power plant, so that fixed the electricity that is allowing the magnet train to run. So now the magnet train's running again, and I don't know what that really has to do with the plot. It takes you from Kanto to Johto, which we could already do just by, like, flying on our Pokemon, so I don't really see a point to fixing it. Besides, I don't know, maybe it just looks kind of cool if you ride it. I mean, I guess it's, like, the same thing as the advantage between, if it is, like, just, it's cool, it looks cool when you ride it, then I guess that's the same advantage as, like, going up, whatever is it Mount Chimney? Mount Chimney, is that the volcano in, Gen 3? I know Mount Pyre is one of them, but, actually, which one is it? Which one am I looking for? Is it Mount Chimney or Mount Pyre? Is Mount Pyre, like, a volcano, or is Mount Chimney the volcano? Is Mount Chimney even in Gen 3? Am I just being stupid? I don't know. I don't know. There's too many places in Gen 3 that are similar. The fact that there's multiple volcanoes, or even multiple places that sound like a volcano, because I feel like... I know that one of the mountains that I always thought was a volcano, like, every time I play through it, I think it's a volcano, just by the name. I always think it's a volcano, just by the name alone, and then I go up there, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is like a graveyard on a mountain. It's not a volcano. Or it doesn't look like a volcano. Maybe it is a volcano, but it has gravestones on it. If so, I feel like it's a really weird place to put gravestones. I feel like you should put them in a place where they're less likely to get desecrated, because if that volcano erupts, then all those graves, obviously, get drowned in lava. And that is not honoring the dead, is it? If that volcano erupts, frickin' I was supposed to get that as an encounter. I was supposed to catch that, frick. I got distracted. But yeah, I mean, if your grave is on a volcano, and Mother Nature decides the volcano is going to explode, I guess Mother Nature really does not want you to rest in peace, huh? It itches and tickles a bit when I wear shorts in the grass. Thanks for sharing. Some would say that's oversharing. I would be one of those people. But Performer Joe, I guess, doesn't believe in oversharing, because he's willing to say something as wacky as that to me. When, frankly, I just came over here looking for a Pokemon battle. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know which one it is. If it's, Mount Chimney or Mount Pyre, which is, like, the actual volcano, but I know, like, one of them is, like, an actual volcano, where, like, you see lava, and then the other is, like, a mountain with gravestones on it. Or maybe I'm thinking of a different mountain that also sounds like it has a fiery name, but I feel like it's just Mount Chimney and Mount Pyre are the two that sound, like, fiery, that are mountains. But both of them do sound like a volcano. You know, like, Pyre sounds like pyro, which is, like, pyrotechnics, which is, like, or, like, pyromaniacs, that's, like, a fire. Pyre sounds like it means, like, fire, right? Something fire-related, because it sounds like it comes from pyro, which definitely means, like, fire-related. So Pyre sounds fire-related, and then obviously a chimney is, like, where smoke comes out of, and smoke obviously comes from fire, so there would be a fire at the bottom of a chimney, usually. So yeah, both of them sound like they would be volcanic, I guess, but only one of them I feel actually, if I remember correctly, only one of them actually has lava, and then the other is just, like, a mountain with gravestones on it. So I don't know why they both sound like volcanoes when only one of them is actually a volcano, or maybe both of them are volcanoes, and we just don't see the volcanic part of the Gravestone Mountain. Or maybe we do, and I just don't remember. Maybe there was lava out in the open, that you could see, and I just didn't remember it. But I feel like there wasn't actually any lava on, I believe it was Mount Pyre. I could be wrong. Again, I could be wrong. I could be mixing the two up. But I think it's Mount Pyre that is, like, the Gravestone Mountain, and then Mount Chimney, which is, like, the actual volcano, even though they both sound like they would be volcanoes. Oh yeah! I got stomped! But yeah, I suppose the, riding the magnet train versus flying back to Johto is just the same difference as, like, going up the... Well, I guess you can't fly to the top of Mount Chimney, can you? You would have to take the... I don't even know what it's called. Gondola? Is that what it's called? I want to say gondola? I think that's the boat that you sail through, like, a river in, like, Italy or something? Or Rome? Or one of those European countries? I don't know. Venice? Is Venice in Italy? Isn't Venice the place with, like, the canals where you go on, like, a... Is it a gondola? Am I thinking of the right thing? Am I thinking of the right thing? First of all, am I thinking of the right word for the boat? Second, am I thinking of the right place where these canals are? Third, am I thinking of Venice being in the right country? I could be wrong on so many levels here. I don't know. I'm going to catch more Pokemon in the grass. Okay. And then, miraculously, somehow, I'm right on all those levels. Because I'm smarter than I anticipate I am. Maybe. We'll see. It's a fruit-bearing tree. Hey, it's a berry. But the pack is full. Womp womp. Let's see. Let's see what we can get out of here. 2 upgrades. We probably don't need 2 upgrades. Heck, we probably don't even need 1 upgrade. But I'm still hesitant to throw them out rather than just, like, putting them in the box. Well, I guess we couldn't have caught a Pokemon anyway, could we? Because the box was full. We had to move the current box. In case you missed it, in the last episode, we found out that, and I'm sure you already know this because y'all... But between all of the people who are probably going to be watching this video, at least one of you probably knows that in this generation, when a box fills up, you have to move on to the next box in the PC. I did not know that until last episode, but apparently that is a thing. And we hadn't moved on to the next box before going to get that encounter that we ended up killing. So, I mean, I guess we probably couldn't have gotten it anyway, right? It would have been like, oh, your box is full, you have to release this Pokemon, or it would have been like, oh, what Pokemon do you want to release in exchange for this Pokemon? Because your box is full. I doubt it would have just gone on to the next box. That makes too much sense. That sounds too reasonable. They were asking you to, they were specifically asking you to move over to the next box, which implies that it wouldn't do it itself. You know, like, I feel like they wouldn't ask if it just did it automatically. Unless they just wanted to make you do something unnecessary, just to, you know, be annoying. But I don't think that that is the case. I think that if you don't move it into over to the next box, something happens. Whether it's like it releases the Pokemon that you just caught, or you have to release another Pokemon in order to make room for the Pokemon you just caught, or you can choose whether you want to release the Pokemon you just caught or release an old Pokemon. That one makes the most sense, but again, it doesn't have to make sense. It has to be difficult because this is an old game, which means it's difficult. Yeah, I don't see anything that we could really reasonably throw out. Are any of Pokemon not holding a held item? No, they are all holding held items. Okay, so we can't give anything to anyone. What do we not need? X accuracy. We do not need that. I can highly confidently say we do not need that. And let's, in exchange for that, that X accuracy that we definitely did not need, let's grab a berry, which we just barely do not need. There is just barely more likelihood of us needing that berry than of us needing that X accuracy, to be honest, in this point in the game. A berry is such little healing. It is kind of nutty. But, yeah, we'll take it anyway, because it is barely ever useful, probably. But, at least it is, there are some occasions where it might be a little useful. X accuracy, you will never need. Ever. If you use X accuracy legitimately, like unironically, in a Pokemon playthrough, you're crazy. You're nuts. You're wacky-hooky crazy for sure. Because, like, in what context, even? Please tell me in the comments below if you have used an X accuracy, like, unironically, for a reason. Not just because you were feeling a little goofy, like, actually unironically used an X accuracy in a Pokemon playthrough. Please tell me. Please inform me of why, and did it do anything useful for you? Did you regret it afterwards? Like, what compelled you to do so? How did you get it? Did you buy it? Did you waste your money buying an X accuracy? I don't know. I don't know these things, because I've never bought an X accuracy in Pokemon. I would never do something that sounds so crazy to me. I don't even know if they sell them. I know that in some games they sell X attacks and, like, X defense, but I've never... I don't think I've ever... I recall ever seeing an X accuracy in a store. Maybe I just blocked it out of my mind, because I thought that's such a useless item that I don't even need to acknowledge it. I don't see why they wouldn't sell an X accuracy in stores in Pokemon if they sell X attack, X defense, X special attack, X special defense. If they sell all of those, I don't see why they wouldn't sell an X accuracy in stores in Pokemarts, but I can't recall ever seeing one. So I guess the most logical thing to say is that I simply have blocked it out of my mind. I simply did not acknowledge it because it was that useless of an item that my brain did not even deem it worth acknowledging. I can see it. Everything to see about you. Okay, is this another one of those mind-reading swimmers? It is. Swimmer Jill wants to battle. These mind-reading swimmers, you can't get away from them. They're everywhere. We saw them in Johto, we see them in Kanto too. Frankly, we see a lot of the same sorts of people in Johto as in Kanto. The regions are more the same than you think. We're really all just people, huh? So I guess I'll go for the Super Fang. I can burn some PP on Super Fang. And then after we've lowered it down with Super Fang, I guess 1 or 2 water guns will kill, depending on how many Super Fangs we use. I don't know if one's gonna kill at this point, or we need 2. I'm gonna only go for 1 Super Fang, though. I think that 1 water gun could kill from here, so I don't think we need to go for another Super Fang. Frankly, maybe 1 water gun could have killed from full health, but I think that that's kind of unlikely, considering... Yes, Clefairy is not a fully evolved Pokemon, but at least it's not, like, first stage in the evolution line, and I get that it's first stage in the evolution line in Gen 1. However, at the same time, it's also, I feel like, pretty specially bulky. Like, more specially bulky than you'd think for a little thing. So, yeah, I think that a water gun probably would not have 1-hit killed. I think it would have gotten close, but I think that we did need to go for something else before the water gun in order for the water gun to kill. Even just another water gun would have done it, I guess. But like Super Fang. When else are we gonna use Super Fang, right? I couldn't foresee your power. Yeah, that's what they all say. You so-called mind-reading swimmers who see the future and stuff. You think you know everything, but you don't, because you're just swimmers. You're not psychic. Go talk to a psychic about it. They'll probably be able to tell you much more accurate stuff. Strength and conviction. You're strong because you believe in your Pokemon. No, I'm strong because my Pokemon are awesome. It's not because I believe in them. Frankly, I could not believe in them at all, and they would still carry because they're good. They're just good. They're just good Pokemon. Yeah, that guy I fought. That guy up there I fought. Anyone up here who haven't fought yet? I don't think so. I think that is every trainer on this route. Let me just see that I can't go somewhere else from here before I run into the Snorlax. Okay, yeah, the Snorlax is right here, blocking me from going into Diglett's cave. And might I say, he is a lot bigger in Gen 2 than he was in Gen 1. In Gen 1, he took up 1 tile. In Gen 2, he takes up 4 tiles, I think that is. That's crazy. That's wacky kooky crazy for sure. So now, I'm gonna go back in this direction, and then we can continue down the boardwalk area. And then I think we'll, by the end of this episode, probably get to, the like, bridge route. I know it's not, like, an actual bridge, but it reminds me of, like... It reminds me of a bridge with, like, the railings over it. But I don't think it's actually over any water, so I don't think it's a bridge. And if it is over water, it's surrounded by land on both sides, so it's not a bridge. It's just a path. I feel so content, fishing while listening to some tunes on my radio. That's nice. Speaking of radios, do you happen to know where I would be able to find a Pokeflute radio app? Or, like, an extension to my, radio app that gives me a Pokeflute channel? It's unclear really what it is, but I'm looking for something that makes Pokeflute noises. That's all I know. Are you familiar with something like that? Could you direct me to possibly where I could find one of those, since you seem to know things about the radio? Any idea where I'd find some way to play a Pokeflute song on a radio? No? Okay. Well, I mean, I'll just take money from you, and then I'll, maybe pay someone off to tell me where I can find one. Butterfree is coming in next. I think that's the second Butterfree we've fought this episode. I like the color of it in this gen. I don't know, I feel like that's not in future gens, how blue glowy it looks. Like, it looks like the blue is not just on its, like, snout and its feet, as in, like, normal Pokemon. It's like, the blue seems to be, like, radiating onto its wings, which I think is interesting. You can even see, like, blue lighting on the very edges of its wings where, like, the black is. I think that's very cool that the blue seems to be, like, illuminating onto the wings. I guess it's, like, generating a blue light or something, or it just has a pattern that looks like there's a blue light on it. Either way, it looks really interesting in a way that, like, and it looks very different from, like, the way Butterfree is normally normally colored in other Pokemon games. It's not even got, like, a purple body, it's got a black body. Which is interesting to me. Because, obviously, between Gen 1 and Gen 2, Jinx went from having pitch black skin to having purple skin because of, you know, controversy. Well, meanwhile, I guess Butterfree didn't have purple skin in Gen 1, did it? Well, I guess it did in the Gen 1 anime, but did the Gen 1 anime come out after Gen 2? I think it didn't, actually. I think the Gen 1 anime did come out first. So I think that by this point, by the time this game was being made, it was actually already established by the anime that Butterfree is purple, which makes it kind of weird, actually, that this Butterfree is black in color. This thing switched out Jean, which is a fire type, so that was probably not a good thing for the bug type to switch in. But, I don't even need to go for the fire type move because it's on such low health. However, now that they're sending in a water ground type against my fire type, yeah, I will switch Geraldine right back out. Who's coming in Geraldine's place, though? Let's see, not Geraldine. Jean. I don't know why I said Geraldine. Did I say Geraldine the first time? Or did I say Jean and then said Geraldine? I don't know. I just saw Geraldine at the top of the team selection, and so I thought that, that was the Pokemon that was out. Because I think that's how it works in future games, but apparently not in this game. I'll go for Fly. Let's go for Fly real quick. I just kind of switched in Juan because they are the lowest on levels, which already would be, like, kind of a problem if any Pokemon on our team was lower on levels, because I want everyone to stay the same level. But, since they're our starter, it's actually an even worse problem, because they should actually be a level above everyone else, not just, like, tied in levels with everyone. So, it's especially a problem that they're a level below everyone else, and then someone else actually is 2 levels above them. I don't remember which Pokemon it was. I think it's Stacy, actually, at this point, which is crazy that I think Stacy's our highest level now, because they've been so useless this entire playthrough. And when I say this entire playthrough, I mean as long as we've had them, because we haven't had him, obviously, for the entire playthrough. We only got him, I think around, like, 6th gym? 7th gym? One of those? Don't say it. We only actually put them on the team at the Pokemon League. Because we ended up losing Pokemon, obviously, on Victory Road. What is in? Or what is coming in? I do not know the answer to either of those questions. It was a Growlithe. Okay, that's fine. We just take that out. It's not a problem. We could have switched. We didn't need to switch. Especially considering, as I said, Juan has, lower health than... Sorry, not lower health. Lower levels than everyone else. But yeah, crazy the Pokemon that is obviously the least useful on our team is now the highest level. My stupid radio distracted me! And, honestly, it's crazy that, even though they're their highest level, they're probably still the most useless member of our team. Have you checked out Kanto's radio stations? We got a good variety here. Oh, do you now? Is it, like, significantly better than the ones in Johto? Because, if so, that's kind of weird, because I didn't see, when I played through the Kanto games, any radios. I didn't get a radio, so, maybe there were radios in, like, people's houses and stuff, but I certainly didn't have one in the Kanto games, so it's not like they were pushing them on me, like they were in Gen 2, to the point where I, an 11-year-old child, clearly got one. So, yeah, I think that, it's odd, then, if Kanto has the better radio stations, that, they pushed the radio on an 11-year-old child in Johto. And not Kanto. I'm the fishing guru's younger brother. Oh wow, I've met your older brother. In another timeline. I can see that you like fishing. And maybe this timeline too, and I just don't remember, I don't know. There's no doubt in my mind at all. So, I know I'm right. So, how do I read that? So, I know I'm right. Yes. Yes, just as I thought! Here, fishing fan, take this! It's a super rod! And I have no room in my main bag, but it's fine because it's a key item, so it doesn't take up any room. Yeah, key pocket. Try your hand at fishing wherever there is water. Remember, you can catch different Pokemon using different rods. Thank you, Captain Obvious. But, I do appreciate the advice anyway, even though it was obvious to me. I'm sure some other people would have found it not so obvious, so it's good that you said it anyway. Just in case I was one of those people who didn't find it so obvious. What's most important in our everyday lives? Well, I don't know. You asked a question like that, and now you left me on a cliffhanger here. I really want to know, actually. It's a very, very intense question. What's most important in our everyday lives? Oh, gosh. It's a lot to think about. Could have a lot of possible answers. And I have no clue. Let's see. Psychic, Super Fang, or Water Gun. What are we going for today? What are we feeling today? Let's go for Super Fang. I don't anticipate Water Gun is going to kill. Actually, it might. Maybe the Super Fang is actually entirely useless, and we didn't need to do that prior to the Water Gun at all. Maybe the Water Gun would have just killed. Because Water Gun is obviously only 40 power, but we are 21 levels above this thing. Okay, that killed. So, I mean, at the very least we know it would have killed them at half health, but would it have killed them at full health? That is, that is the harder question to answer, because they're already dead, and so we can't really see now. Unless I open up, like, Pokemon Showdown and run a simulation of what just happened, but that seems like a lot of effort to go through, just to figure out if I wasted PP on Super Fang or not. I will try not going for Super Fang against this Porygon 2 to see if, like, anything is living one Water Gun. Because I feel like this Porygon 2. I don't know if the Gramble would have lived one Water Gun, but this Porygon 2 definitely does, I think. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, I liked what happened when they used Psybeam. I liked the effect that went on Porygon. It, like, switched the red and the blue on it. So it looked like inverted Porygon for a second. That's cool. That looks like it could be like a creepypasta or something. Inverted Porygon. I like that. Porygon with the colors inverted. Sounds like it could be scary enough to be a creepypasta in some context, but in general, it just, but more so, it just sounds cool. It just sounds like a new form of Porygon that they could release, and I'd be like, oh, that's a nice idea, that's a cool idea. Of course, they're never going to release a new form of Porygon, because, they hate Porygon after Porygon and the Cyber Warrior, which I guess makes sense, because it did frickin' kill people, but it wasn't Porygon's fault, you know? It was the fault of whoever made that episode. They should be blamed, they should be blacklisted, they probably have been. Not Porygon. Don't blame the Pokemon. It's not the Pokemon's problem that the Pokemon anime episode made after it gave kids seizures. Not the Pokemon's fault. But, yeah, Voltorb comes in and then goes right back out because we freaking killed it. By throwing a rock at its face. Very big rock that was frankly just the size of it. Just about. The answer is coming up next. I think that it makes so much more sense when strength kills, when the when it kills in one hit, when the rock is the size of the Pokemon you're throwing it at pretty much. It looks so much worse because already having a rock that big thrown at you seems like it would do a lot of damage. But if the rock is the size of the Pokemon you're throwing it at pretty much, oh my gosh, that thing is getting squashed. I think electricity is the most important thing in our daily lives. If it weren't, people wouldn't have made such a fuss when the power plant went out of commission. Oh yeah, okay, that's a valid take, I guess. Well, you know who fixed the power plant when it went out of commission? I'll give you a hint, you were looking at him. That's right. It's... What Pokemon did I have out? It's Juan! Juan fixed the power plant. It was him. Lucky Egg! Okay, that's extra XP. That's very good. We should definitely pick that up. But what should we get rid of in order to pick that up? Let me see. What we got here that I'm okay with parting with? Well, we picked up this berry before, so I guess... What better time to use it than now? And you may be thinking, well, Alex, it's fairly useless to use it now. And, what better time to use it than now, I still say, because, when would it not be useless to use? Well, I'm going down this way. I'm gonna not go down this way, and I'm gonna instead go back up this way, because I actually wanna, go over to my PC, and switch over to the next box before I try to go catch any more Pokemon. Just so I don't end up, like, releasing either the Pokemon I caught, newly caught, or Pokemon that I previously caught a bit ago. Also, while I'm here, I keep forgetting about the Name Raider, but I did name a Pokemon the wrong thing. This is the Volunteer House. This is not the Name Raider. Lavender Volunteer House. Is this the Name Raider? Are you the Name Raider? Lavender is a tiny... No, you are not the Name Raider. What about the person in the house next to them? Is the Name Raider just in a completely different place in this game than in Gen 1? No, it is not. It is in the same place. Okay. Alright, the names of Pokemon. Would you like me to rate names? Yes. Oh, it's not going to bring me to my PC, is it? It's going to do someone on the team, right? Yeah, it's someone on the team. Okay, I need to take a Pokemon out of the box, then. I need to switch the box, and take a Pokemon out of the box, and I need to put some items in the box as well. I need to do a lot of things with the box. A lot of box-related options, at the moment. I'm going to first, before I take on any of those box-related options, heal, though, I think, because let me look at my team. Yeah, I mean, we've looked worse, but we've looked better. Good morning. Welcome to our Pokemon Center. Yep, heard it all before, so I'm just going to skip through all your dialogue as respectfully as I can. Respectfully, I've heard it all before. Respectfully, what you say never changes. So, yeah, I'm just going to skip through all you're saying, but just to be clear, I am very thankful for your services, despite the fact that I do not want to hear you talk. So Alex turned on the PC. That's me. And then I'm gonna go, I guess, first to Bill's PC and look at what I have to do in order to switch the boxes. Change box. Oh wait, how many is in each? 20 Pokemon in each. Okay. So I guess switch. Yeah. When you change your Pokemon box, data will be saved. Okay. Okay. There's already save file. Is it okay to overwrite? Hold on, give me 1 second. I don't know why, of all things, it makes you save when you do this, but sure. Saving, don't turn off the power. Will not do. Okay, Alex saved the game. Great. That's the second time I've saved the game in this entire game. Box 1 has nothing in it. What? Wait, what just happened? Wait, I'm so confused. We switched boxes, did that get rid of Pokemon? Because box 1 was full, it had 20 out of 20 in it, and then I go over there and it looks like 15? out of 20 in that box? What happened? It didn't get rid of Pokemon, did it? What? It has no Pokemon in it. But if I go over to this, it says 5. Why does it say 5 in there? Are 5 spaces taken up by nothing? Then why isn't it 15 spaces? What is going on here? Okay, regardless of what is going on, what's important is that we change the box, which now I realize that I should have taken the Pokemon that I have to take to the Namerator out of the box before I switch which box I'm using. So, let's change the box back. Switch. When you change the box, data will be saved. Yep. There's already a save file. I know. Saving. Don't turn off the power. I will not. Alex saved the game. Yes, I did. And then, yeah, 20 out of 20. We're back to 20 out of 20, even though it said 0 out of 20 not too long ago. I don't know what that was about, but, we're just gonna... I can name the boxes? Can I make a dead box, then? Yeah, let's make a dead box. Let's go... Is it easy to transfer Pokemon from box to box? Or is that gonna take a while? Because if it's gonna take, like, a really long time, then I kinda don't want to do it. Also, I don't know for sure, like, who's dead and who's not, so I'd probably leave a lot of Pokemon out when, putting Pokemon in the dead box. I could try anyway. Yeah, let's call this the dead box. And then, what Pokemon I know are dead, I can put in here. However, I gotta remember that, that is ominous. Box 1, Box 2, Box 3, dead, in all caps. Yeah, sure, we'll, am I on Box 1 currently? I'm on Box 1 currently, right? That's why it's showing, yeah. Okay. So, let's take all the dead Pokemon and move them to the... Oh, wait, I did already name a Pokemon Miles. But that Miles was actually a female, so I should not have named them Miles. So I'm gonna actually change that name. And then, the Kabutops will be the one that remains Miles. So, withdraw I can't do, right? Because my party's full, yeah. I don't know why I tried it when I knew I wasn't gonna be able to. I guess I was just so stubborn that I was hoping that the game would glitch out and give me a 7th member on my team or something. Who are we going with? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. We're just moving him off the team for a second. Let's move Stacy off the team momentarily. It doesn't, like, lose the item that's on it, does it? I'm sure it won't. The box is full. Well, I guess I should have thought that through more, huh? Hold on, let me change boxes. Switch. When you change a Pokemon box, Dad will... I got it! This is not my first rodeo. When I did this for the first time today, yeah, it was my first rodeo, but this time, this is the 3rd time I'm doing this today. I know what I'm doing at this point. Thank you. Okay. So now we're switched to box 2. We have plenty of room, so I'm going to deposit Stacy. Deposit. And while Stacy... Actually, I'm going to deposit... Should I deposit multiple Pokemon? No, I think I'm fine. Let's go with... Why is it 8? What? It said 5, I deposited 1, and now it's 8. This math doesn't work out. Okay, let's switch to this box. And now we're gonna need to save again, and it's gonna take way longer than it frankly needs to, again, because for some reason, out of all the things that you think you need to save for in this game, changing boxes in the PC is the thing that you actually do need to change for. That you do need to save for. Out of all the things that you don't need to save for, that you think you would need to save before doing, what you actually need to save before doing is switching the box. I literally do not understand the reason. I haven't the slightest idea. I couldn't even hazard a guess. Okay. So we are going to get rid of, put Rachel in the dead box. We're gonna take her out and then put her in the dead box. Withdraw. Because I know she's dead. She's been dead a while. She's been dead a hot minute. Change box. Box 2, please. Says 0 out of 20, but it only says 0 out of 20 until we access it. Then when it's the current box, it says the actual number of Pokemon in there, which is weird. But, you do you, I guess, devs. So now we're in box 2 again. We're going to deposit the Pokemon that we just took out of box 1, which is going to be Rachel. Goodbye, Rachel. I shouldn't have put you in box 2. I now realize I was supposed to put you in the dead box. I'm a silly goose. So let me actually withdraw you again. What? I just deposited you. What is happening? Switch. There's 9 Pokemon in this box. What happened? There's 9 Pokemon. They said there was 9 Pokemon in this box. I see none. It says we're currently on box 2. And yet, when I open up box 2, it says withdraw. There's no one in here to withdraw. Stacy is not on the team. Stacy was reportedly put in that box. That's what I pressed to do. And now... What? What happened to Stacy? Box 1. Are they in box 1 somehow? Withdraw. Stacy's not in here. Are they? They're not. What happened to Stacy? What is going on? Change box. Box 2. Switch. It says there's 0 in here. But there shouldn't be 0 in here. And then when I switch to it, it now says there's 9 in here, but there shouldn't be 9 in here. There should just be Stacy and Rachel, but there's neither. What? Hold on. Huh. Okay. So I'm just gonna do this. Okay, so I don't know why it's getting rid of my Pokemon. I had to do a little loading of saves to get Stacy back. It didn't take long, it wasn't hard. It's just clearly these boxes are not working as intended. And so moving Pokemon from one box to another seems to not work. And I don't really know why. So I'm trying to think of a way that I can get around the fact that this box is full. And I don't know what I would do in order to remedy the situation besides, frankly, just release Pokemon. And I don't want to do that, but I kind of have to because, like, I just don't see any other way. So I'm not going to release Pokemon that are, like... Well, I guess I gotta clear up... See, the problem here is that I have to move Pokemon out of box 1, so we can continue to use box 1. But I can't move Pokemon out of box 1 unless I withdraw them first. In order to withdraw them, I need to put a Pokemon of mine into a box. But the issue with that is, the only box that I know is working is box 1, and that one's full. So I can't get a Pokemon off my team and put it in a box, because if I put it in a box, it's gonna get deleted. And I can't get Pokemon out of the box, so I can put it in a box that's... I can't get Pokemon out of box 1, so that I can put it in a box where it won't get deleted, until I get a Pokemon out of the box. So in order to get a Pokemon out of box 1, I need to put a Pokemon in box 1, but in order to put a Pokemon in box 1, I have to get a Pokemon out of box 1. It doesn't... This is an impossible scenario. So, really, I guess my only option here, as I look, now that I'm looking at it, is to simply release a couple Pokemon. So, I mean, let's do the ones that... Surely... I mean, okay. I'm stubborn, I don't want to do this. If I just deposit... If I change box, change a Pokemon box, data will be saved. Yeah, sure, let's do it. So I'm gonna switch to box 2. I don't know why it says it has 5 Pokemon in it already. It shouldn't have any in it. I don't know what's happening there. It has 0 Pokemon in it, from what I can see. I can't withdraw any, and yet it says that there's Pokemon in there. So that's odd. If I switch to another box, does it do that same thing? Does it also say that there's Pokemon in there, even though I've never put any Pokemon in there? Let me see. It says box 3 has 5 Pokemon. Okay, so it always seems to say it has 5 Pokemon, even if it has no Pokemon in it. And then if I deposit... If I deposit Stacy into this box... and then I go withdraw... Stacy's not in here. That is so weird. It just deletes your Pokemon. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. So, I was trying to look for a way around it, but I really don't think that there is one. I think that I do just have to start releasing Pokemon. It's a shame that I can't figure out a way to put a Pokemon in another box without it just getting deleted. It's because that caps out the amount of Pokemon we can have in a box, in our boxes, as 20. We can't have any more Pokemon besides 20 Pokemon in our boxes, which means we can't ever have more than 26 Pokemon at a given time. So I guess that means I probably shouldn't keep catching Pokemon. Because, at some point I'm just gonna run out of space. Right now, I can release Pokemon that I'm no longer using. Right now I can release Pokemon that are dead. However, at a certain point we're going to run out of Pokemon that are dead and get to Pokemon that are alive if I just keep catching Pokemon. So at this point I guess I just have to, we're getting to a point in the game where I just have to stop catching Pokemon because I've hit the limit. I've hit the limit of how many box spaces I can use up, because you're supposed to have more boxes spaces, you're supposed to be able to switch to another box, but if I switch to another box, it just deletes the Pokemon that I put in there. If y'all in the comments know why this is happening, then please inform me, and especially if you know how to fix it. But, yeah, I don't see how I could fix this. I looked up on Google, I couldn't find a way to fix this on Google. So I guess it's just, now we have to start releasing Pokemon. And, I don't want to release Nina or Shucky. I want to avoid that if I can. So we're going to start with, Rachel and Stuart, who died earlier in the series. Both of these are dead, I hope. Rachel, I'm very confident is dead. Stuart, I'm less so, but we're releasing them both. So goodbye, Rachel. I would have loved to keep you alive in a dead box, but, apparently that's not an option because the boxes in this game are broken. Stuart has to say goodbye now, too. Okay, so that's two spaces in the box opened up for future, Pokemon that we might catch. The only way that I saw how I could, which was just getting rid of them. Once and for all, unfortunately. So, that's that. Now that I think about it, I still have to change the nickname on that Onix. So I guess, I don't know if I've actually reached the end of my list. I haven't reached the end of my list, have I? Well, it is a girl, so I could reach the end of my list after I, rename this Onix. but obviously I have a list of names, and if I haven't reached the end of the list of names to use in this series, after I've renamed the Onyx, then I suppose I never will, because we're not catching any more Pokemon. I guess that Onyx... Well, what is the last thing we caught? Sorry, that's deposit. I want to withdraw. Howard. Howard is the last thing we caught. Howard is the last Pokemon we will ever catch in this series, aside from legendaries, probably. We might catch a couple legendaries, I don't know. But yeah. Annabelle is... Oh, Annabelle's a boy. Oh, crap. Okay. So Annabelle I misnamed. And, oh, no, wait. Miles... Oh, Onyx was the right gender. Oh, I'm silly. Okay. So we do need to actually change the nicknames on both of these, because Miles, the issue is that I have another Pokemon named Miles, and Annabelle, the issue is that that's a guy. So, let's withdraw Annabelle. Well, first we need to deposit, Stacy. I'm honestly really concerned about this box at this point, so I'm gonna save here. Before we even deposit, Stacy into the box that supposedly works. Because at this point I don't even know if it does, for sure. Don't even know for sure if it does. And so then we're gonna remove Miles, the Onyx. I like the Kabutops being named Miles. The Onyx being named Miles, I think we could do better. So now we got Miles out, and we're gonna take Miles over to the Name Raider, which is... just happens to be in this town. It's a good thing it was, because it was just good thing. It's a good thing that it happened to be in the town I flew. Just happened to be in the town that I flew back to, because otherwise I definitely would have forgotten for a much longer time to rename these Pokemon. Hello, hello. I'm the Name Raider. I rate the names of Pokemon. Yes, so I heard. Would you like me to rate names? Yes. Which Pokemon's name should I rate for you? This one right here, Miles. What do you think of this wacky little name right here? Miles. That's a fairly decent name. But, how about a slightly better nickname? I'm on board. Want me to give it a better nickname? Of course. Alright. What name should we give it, then? What name should we give it? Okay, as I said, there's no more boys' names on the list. I don't even know if there's any girls' names on the list. I think there's one more, but there won't be one more after we rename... Actually, well, we don't need any more girls' names, do we? Because, Annabelle is supposed to be named a boy's name. Yeah. Yeah, I have some more girls' names on the list. I'm out of boys' names on the list. But I suppose we don't need those girls' names, because we just need to do 2 boys' names now. So what are 2 boys' names? Shane. Shane's a name. Shane is a name that usually belongs to males. Have y'all met a female Shane? Is that a thing? Drop a comment below if you met a female Shane. Okay. Alright, this Pokemon is now named Shane. Yes, it is. That's a better name than before. I agree. Well done. Okay. And so now, we're going to go back and get a different Pokemon out of the PC and do the same with it. Only we're not going to name it Shane, we're going to name it something else. So we're going to go over here, open it up, turn on the PC, Bill's PC, and from Bill's PC, we are going to, first of all, deposit Shane, put him back, new name in tow, he heads back to the PC, and then we're going to withdraw. Stacy's just still in here doing just fine, right? Stacy, you good in here? Stacy's good in here, great. And then we are going to take out Annabelle, I believe their name is, but that will not be their name for long, because we are looking for a boy's name for you, since you are a male Pokemon, which I did not notice when I caught you. So let's take Annabelle over to the Name Raider as well. Your turn, Annabelle. Bum, 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 bum. And this is where it sets in. It's calm, nice and calm. The names of Pokemon. Would you like me to rate names? Yes, that is exactly why I'm here, in fact. Which Pokemon name can I rate for you? This one. Annabelle, that's a fairly decent name. Fairly decent is the nice way of saying it sucks. But how about a slightly better nickname? Slightly better is the nice way of saying I'm gonna make it way better. Want me to give it a better name? Sure. Alright. What name should we give it then? I like how he says he's gonna give it a better name, and then it's literally just you deciding it. So, let me see what we could name this thing. What's the angle? Have we done Noah? I feel like we've done Noah. How do you spell... Have we done James? I feel like I haven't done James. Have I done Jimmy? Have I done James, Jim, or Jimmy? Let me see if Jimmy looks familiar. I don't think Jimmy looks familiar. It doesn't look familiar in my head. Does it look familiar in game? No, it doesn't. Okay, I'm gonna say Jimmy is one we haven't done yet. Let's name this thing Jimmy. Alright, this Pokemon is now named Jimmy. Yes, I know, I just named it. I just named it that, in fact. That's a better name than before. Well done. Thank you. And just like that, those nicknames are fixed. We had a little bit of a fiasco with the box along the way, but we got there. And so, now that we fixed those two nicknames, Stacy can get out of the box and get right back into the action. Assuming that they're still chilling there, and not... wait a minute. Can we even, like... We're able to, put this back, right? Yeah, okay. For some reason, I was worried that, we wouldn't be able to get Stacy out of there without, messing around with other boxes. But if we got them in there with both of those Pokemon in there, then we can get them out of there with both of those Pokemon in there, too. Withdraw. Welcome back, Stacy. Good to see that you survived the horrible box. And with that whole box fiasco over and those Pokemon renamed, I will end off the episode here. Thank you so much for watching, Gamey Clan. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. This is Alex Espion, signing off.